This video is about an outbreak of listeriosis that originated from unpasteurized chocolate milk. In 2014, 2 people became sick after ingesting raw, unpasteurized chocolate milk from Miller's Organic Farm located in Bird in Hand, Pennsylvania. Both individuals were hospitalized, and one died as a result of the listeriosis. The outbreak was caused by the bacteria Listeria monocytogenes. This is a gram-positive facultative intracellular rod. Listeria monocytogenes is found worldwide and is prevalent in the environment. Reservoirs of infection are thought to be in the soil and GI tract of asymptomatic animals. Infected animals can shed listeria in their feces, milk, and uterine discharges. Listeria is also likely to be found in spoiled silage where the pH is higher than normal, as this favors growth of the bacteria. Most Listeria monocytogenes infections in humans are acquired through ingestion of the bacteria. However, it can also be spread through inhalation or direct contact. Listeriosis is the disease in humans caused by Listeria monocytogenes bacteria. Listeriosis is one of the most frequent and serious foodborne illnesses. Although gastrointestinal signs may be seen within 48 hours of eating contaminated food, the average incubation period for listeriosis is 3 weeks. Such a long incubation period can make it difficult for investigators to discover the source of infection, as the food was likely eaten several weeks prior to development of disease. Often, healthy people can ingest the bacteria with few clinical signs. They may only have a brief GI upset or a rash. However, vulnerable people, such as the elderly, pregnant, or immunocompromised, can become very ill. The infectious dose for these people may be less than 1,000 organisms. Pregnant women with listeriosis can develop a fever, chills, or gastrointestinal signs. However, many women experience no symptoms at all. Unfortunately, abortion usually occurs in the days or weeks following initial infection. Infected newborns develop septicemia, respiratory disease, or meningitis. Sadly, listeriosis is often fatal in newborns. In elderly and immunocompromised individuals, Listeria monocytogenes usually causes meningitis. Clinical signs are due to infection of the central nervous system. These signs include confusion, ataxia, tremors, and even seizures. Brain abscesses may be seen on imaging. Febrile gastroenteritis may occur in healthy people who consume a large infectious dose of Listeria monocytogenes bacteria. A rash may develop along with fever, nausea, diarrhea, abdominal pain, and sometimes myalgia. These symptoms are usually self-limiting and resolve within 1 to 3 days. Consumers can reduce their risk of listeriosis with simple things like washing fruits and vegetables, separating raw and cooked foods, and promptly refrigerating food items. As listeria grows at refrigeration temperatures, the CDC recommends keeping fridges below 40 degrees Fahrenheit and freezers below 0 degrees Fahrenheit. Also, raw milk products and foods at high risk for listeria contamination should be avoided. It's also important for meat to be heated to a high enough temperature to kill any potential pathogens. These are the minimum temperatures advised by the USDA for different meat products. Susceptible individuals or those who are simply worried about infection by Listeria monocytogenes should avoid eating high-risk foods. These include unpasteurized dairy products, soft cheeses, deli meats, and smoked seafoods. Preventing food from becoming contaminated during the production process is one of the most important ways to avoid a listeriosis outbreak. All dairy products should be pasteurized. Raw materials must be well isolated from finished products, and processing facilities should be routinely tested for contamination and also properly disinfected. Listeria can form a protective biofilm, making it difficult to remove. Food processing plants should use proper methods to effectively kill the bacteria in their facilities. The techniques listed here are recommended by Iowa State University as effective against Listeria monocytogenes bacteria. In addition, processing facilities should regularly be screened for environmental pathogens, and finished products should regularly be tested for contamination to ensure cleaning methods are effective. Proper techniques for the pasteurization and processing of milk are described by the Standard Milk Ordinance. These are national guidelines that aim to produce quality milk which is also safe to drink. State agencies are responsible for enforcing these rules. The Grade A Pasteurized Milk Ordinance, or PMO, provides states with guidelines to help them comply with the Standard Milk Ordinance. The PMO is published by the FDA, and it is based on recommendations from the National Conference on Interstate Milk Shipments. In summary, while federal guidelines are used for milk processing, it is up to each individual state to enforce these rules and make sure that safe, quality milk is being produced. It should be noted that these standards do not apply to raw or unpasteurized milk products. The veterinarian also plays an important role in preventing contamination of animal food products with Listeria monocytogenes. Education is part of this role. The veterinarian should educate the dairy farmer about the PMO and assist the farmer in adhering to it during milk collection. The vet should also educate all farm staff to recognize early signs of disease in the animals. This is because farm workers who spend their days with the cows are most likely to witness the first signs of disease. Vets can also help farmers implement an environmental pathogen monitoring system in their facilities. Identification of diseased animals is important in order to prevent the collection of contaminated milk. Listeria monocytogenes may persist in milk even after pasteurization. For example, if a large volume of milk is processed, a uniform temperature may not be reached throughout the sample. This will result in pockets of bacteria surviving the process. Although some cows may shed the bacteria asymptomatically, the veterinarian must be vigilant in looking for any signs of listeriosis in the herd. Listeriosis usually manifests as a circling disease in ruminants. Initial signs are anorexia and depression. Later signs include facial nerve deficits and head pressing. As listeriosis progresses, animals may become recumbent, and this phase may be characterized by involuntary running or chewing motions. Abortions are common, and precautions must be taken when handling aborted materials. Listeriosis may also cause septicemia in young animals. The veterinarian should also advise the farmers of methods to prevent listeriosis in the herd. Some important aspects of this include feeding good quality silage, as spoiled silage is more likely to harbor the organism, removing silage soon after feeding so it does not become contaminated, quarantining new animals before introducing them to the herd, and taking precautions following an abortion. The cow and all aborted tissue must immediately be separated from the rest of the herd. The aborted material should be tested for Listeria monocytogenes, and the area where the abortion took place must be disinfected. Listeriosis in humans commonly results from contaminated animal food products, so it's important that these products, such as milk, be pathogen-free. Unpasteurized milk should be avoided completely, but even processed milk has a long journey from the cow to the consumer, and steps must be taken along the way to ensure that the milk is pathogen-free and remains that way. Farm staff, veterinarians, food processing plants, and even consumers all share in this responsibility. As listeriosis is a serious and often deadly disease, it is important that every possible precaution be taken in order to reduce the risk of food contamination by Listeria monocytogenes.